There's a lot more people out there I think should be let go before
Spencer, give your opinion. What do you think? I know he speaks so highly of the Big 12 up there. What do you think, sir?
Well, I'd say with regards to Paul Finebaum, if you're going to advocate for replacing him, you got to show me who you're going to put in his place that's better. It's like if you. It's like any political situation. If you look at a politician and you say for whatever reason I don't like so and so, you got to get so and so out of there. Like, well, you got to replace him with something, right? And is that something really going to be better than what you had before? Probably not. I mean, I don't think Paul Finebaum is out there to give opinions that everybody is a fan of. And yeah, he's a big talking head and whatnot, and ruffles some feathers from time to time. But I think that's okay. And he seems mostly like a pretty genuine guy. So I've never had a big problem with him. We Oregon fans have not had major objections to him consistently. So I'll stay in the same camp as the other two guys and go with he can hang around.
Spoken like a true ESPN analyst right there. Good job. Good job.
I wish. One day.
Now let's get down to the facts. Let me get up here in my pulpit one time. Let's talk about Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul has forgotten where he's from. He graduated from the University of Tennessee. He has started his career on talk radio at the University of Alabama. He built himself up. He got his opportunity to go on ESPN, and he has done a marvelous job. I will not deny that. He has done great, but he has forgot where he's from. Now he's a talking point puppet for ESPN, in my opinion, because the things that comes out of his mouth is like somebody's put that on a screen for him to read. It ain't Paul no more. He's somebody else. And then when you want to talk about who's going to replace him, I'll tell you who's going to replace him. Greg McElroy. If anybody hadn't checked it out yet, check out Greg McElroy's show, Always College Football. This man is facts, brother. He talks about everybody's game. He is a genius in his mind. Valedictorian, highest point scorer of any Alabama football player graduating. The man is a genius. So just listen to his show. He will break everybody down position by position by position with no bias. So there's your replacement for the wannabe, has been. So, bring me Greg McElroy. He would do a better job, in my opinion. William, what do you say?
Oh, go ahead.
I say bring him on. I mean, I don't like Paul Finebaum myself. I don't know. I haven't listened to him for a while, so I have to listen to you guys on what it's been like lately with him. So I don't know. I just don't care for him.
All right, you don't have to stutter so much. We understand your feelings. All right, okay. My man Spencer here. He don't have much time, so I'm going to start this segment off with him. But I'm going to do a little lead up, if you don't mind, there, Spencer.
By all means.
These Georgia Bulldog fans, they have been on here ragging us. They have been on KB's show ragging him.
Oh boy.
They honestly think that they're playing Vanderbilt, playing Oregon. I mean, seriously, they do. They give y'all no respect whatsoever. And we keep telling them, brother, look at it. Do you see the offensive line they got? They got one of the greatest offensive lines in college football right now. And you just got a transfer from Auburn, Bo Nix, who had no offensive line, who ran for his life the whole time he was there, finally gets to play behind a good offensive line, which will give him time to pick apart a defense that is depleted. They were the great defense last season. I'll give them that. They deserve all their accolades. They went number one in so many areas, but they're gone. They got to start all over now. So they're going to have to come in and attack this Oregon Duck offense right off the get-go, not knowing if they can even, I'm going to say, tickle their balls with a feather. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, what do you think, Spencer? Tell me.
Well, from someone who covers the Ducks on a daily podcast, like you said at the beginning of the show when I came on, it's called Locked On Ducks. If you want to check it out, the offensive line is the one unit on either side of the ball, frankly, where I have almost no questions. Barring injuries, right? Injuries can impact any group in there. But what Oregon fans are hoping Bo Nix is going to have with the Ducks that will turn him into a better version of himself than what he was at Auburn is that he'll have time to throw. Now, as it pertains to the Georgia game specifically, I think it gets into a little bit of murky water, and here's why. That Oregon offensive line is really good. You've got a couple NFL caliber guys in Alex Forsyth and TJ Bass who are preseason first team All Pac-12 performers. There's a number of other guys up there who have been coached by Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal, and they did a remarkable job with the offensive linemen. There's a lot of talented guys there. But they're going up against an SEC front seven, a depleted one from a year ago, yes. But I imagine, I haven't, studied it prospect by prospect, but I imagine the guys that Georgia's got coming back this year are high 4- and 5-star recruits in that front seven.
True.
Is it going to be different than what it was last year? Yeah, you're not going to have any defense that can replicate Jordan Davis, Travion Henderson, Nakobe Dean, Lewis Seen, and all those guys. You still have Keely Ringo in the secondary, but the front seven, I agree, can't be as good as last year, but still, I think a Georgia team that's reloading on the front seven is still stronger than what Oregon's offensive line sees on a weekly basis in the Pac-12. You just don't have the same amount of NFL bodies across the conference because, unfortunately, my beloved Conference of Champions does not recruit at the same level as the SEC. It's one of the biggest differentiating factors between those two conferences. I could give you 2 hours on things that are different between the two, but that's certainly a big one, and recruiting is the lifeblood of your program. So it's going to be a really good test for an Oregon offensive line, but there have been few units up front that I feel more confident in from an Oregon perspective for the offensive line in really the last several years. I think the last one was probably the national championship offensive line, that team that had Marcus Mariota, who's better than Bo Nix to be sure, but this is one of the better offensive lines Oregon's ever had, and I've been watching the Ducks play football for probably 18, 19 years or so. I'm not that old, but I've been watching them since I was really little. And this offensive line is good. They can give him more clean pockets and give him a better running game as well than what he had consistently at Auburn, because that Auburn offensive line, maybe they'd be better in the Pac-12 than they are in the SEC, but as this season goes on, they're not going to be outmatched like Auburn's was often in 2021. He's going to have plenty of clean pockets, and they should be able to run the ball effectively if they all stay healthy.
Spencer, got a question for you. It's come from our comment section. Nick Saban Jr., which is also a co-host that comes up in here, he asked, do y'all really believe in Bo Nix? I actually like the second string quarterback in the spring game. What do you think? Is Bo Nix the starter? Do you think they should start the second string guy? What do you think, sir?
I think Bo Nix is the most game-ready quarterback that you have. The guy he's alluding to is Ty Thompson, who's a high 4- or 5-star recruit, depending on where you look coming out of high school. He's had Oregon fans excited for quite a while, really since he committed to the Ducks. It's been, okay, so when is the Ty Thompson era going to begin? But with these highly rated recruits, specifically at the quarterback position, occasionally you have guys who, maybe aren't able to make it click right away, or the light doesn't go on, so to speak, and it can take a year or two. That's what Duck fans are hoping is the case with Ty Thompson. But for some other guys, it just never really works out. You never find the right situation. Oregon is better than Alabama. I wish pick six Ringo. I really, really do. But I think,
That's
Nick's
a Georgia fan. What can you say?
Bo Nix in that spring game showed what I think a lot of us already knew to be true when he transferred, and that's that he's going to be the starting quarterback, and he should be. He had 2 touchdowns. He had just 1 interception. Ty Thompson had a couple of picks in that game. And I think Nix's experience is just really invaluable, especially with game 1 being at Georgia. Would it be a little different if the first game was against Eastern Washington and the second game was against Georgia? Maybe a little bit, but I think if you want to come in and win games, which this Oregon team can do, the roster's good enough to win a Pac-12 championship. I don't think they're college football playoff level per se, but you can win a conference championship, get to a Rose Bowl game. You want to put the guy back there who's giving you the best chance to do that. And I think that answer from what we've seen is is Bo Nix right now. Ty Thompson could be the guy one day, but so far he has not shown that he's capable of stepping in and being the starter.
All right, Spencer, I know your time is very valuable here, so I'm going to run you around the table, see if the guys got any questions for you.
Yep, fire away.
William, go ahead, man. What you got? Yeah, go ahead, William.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to mention the old Ringo there, my old buddy. By the way, I'm drinking Añejo Patron. Thank you. It's my favorite drink tonight. Anyway, old Ringo says something about we're better than Oregon. Yeah, but I say, look at this right here, motherfucker. I'm going to say, I'm still pulling for the Ducks. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I'll say fucking blow your ass out of the water, buddy.
Do you have a question for Spencer, though? We know how you feel about Georgia. Do you have a question for Spencer? We ain't have much time left.
I'm taking that off. I'm sorry, I don't have a
All right, you got it off your chest. All right, you feel better? All right, pat your head over there. KB, do you have any questions for Spencer?
Yes, I came up on an article about y'all defense. So and you know the article says y'all supposed to y'all probably have one of the top defenses in the Pac-12, basically in the country, with the veterans y'all coming bringing back. Well, they named a couple of guys. I can't remember their name. I believe one was a linebacker and the edge rusher supposed to have track speed and all of this stuff. So can you tell me about y'all defense?
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeau's a big loss. There's no way around that. It's one of the best defensive players to ever come through the University of Oregon. That's the biggest question mark that I have on the defense. The secondary is after that, but how can Oregon generate a pass rush without Kayvon Thibodeau? Because last year what you saw with Oregon's defense was it would get shredded against the pass pretty often, and the culprit was that they couldn't get pressure on the quarterback when Thibodeau wasn't on the field, or if he got double or sometimes triple teamed. There were instances where he literally got triple teamed, and the other teams basically said, we're going to beg someone else to try and put pressure on the quarterback. And there are some decently talented guys. Brandon Dorless, an interior defensive lineman, he's going to be an NFL player, but he's not a guy who gets after the passer a ton because he's typically going up against some double teams himself because he's playing over a guard or over the center, kind of in between, right? You need somebody off the edge, and so that's the biggest question mark defensively. Can a guy like DJ Johnson, who's a high-rated 4-star and has played both sides of the ball in his career, can he be a consistent pass rusher? Can Braden Swinson take a step up? Can Mace Funa be the sort of edge player that Oregon needs him to be? That's the biggest question mark there. The linebacker you're probably thinking of is Noah Sewell, who's a preseason first-team All-American, probably going to be a first-round pick in the NFL draft. He's the best defensive player Oregon's got, and that's not even a question at this point in time. He's the most proven. He's the most talented. He's been the most productive. He's the middle linebacker, the undisputed leader. He has to be able to stay in that game. He had a couple games last year where he went down in the middle of a game with an injury, missed a little bit of time. If he goes out of that game, then Oregon's defense will struggle, even with another 5-star linebacker there and Justin Flo, who's hasn't played as much as we want him to because of injuries. Noah Sewell's got to be on the field because he's the vocal leader of that defense as well. And I think when you look at what Oregon has to do defensively in this game, Noah Sewell's got to be flying around to stop the run, and you got to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback without having to blitz a bunch of extra guys. And we're hoping Dan Lanning can coach his guys up to get that done.
You're correct. Rise up.
Yes. With all the conference realignment, we know it's coming, it's moving. The Pac-12 and Oregon, what do you see the future of the Pac-12 in coming years? And do you see Oregon leading the Pac-12 and maybe joining 10 or another conference?
Yeah, well, this would be a fun note to end on because then I gotta hop off and get to a meeting. But I'd say that I know for a fact, I talked about this on today's episode, I guess, of my show Locked On Ducks. Oregon wants to be in the Big Ten. That's now public information that they reached out to the Big Ten. They've initiated some meetings to get talks rolling. That's where they would like to be. There was an early report a few weeks ago that Phil Knight wanted them to be in either the Big Ten or the SEC, but not the Pac-12. The question is not whether or not Oregon has the desire to go to the Big Ten or maybe even the Big 12, but the Big Ten is kind of their ultimate prize. The question is whether or not either of those conferences are going to say yes, because they don't have to. They could. Kevin Warren, the Big Ten commissioner, has indicated, like, yeah, I could see us having a 20-team conference, and that would potentially include Oregon, Washington, a couple other Pac-12 schools if they were to pursue expansion west and kind of make travel easier for USC and UCLA. But right now, it's really hard to know. And I know that Oregon's desire is to leave, but whether or not they'll get accepted into another conference is a different matter. Right now, my best guess is 5 years from now, the Pac-12 is scrambling to stay alive. If they're able to keep Oregon in the conference, then I think the Pac-10, would maybe go back to that. They'd pursue expansion, Pac-12, whatever you want to call it. The Pac conference, as we know it, would be able to, I think, hang on by a thread, but a very, very thin one. But if you have one more team leave, and I don't think it really matters who it is, if anyone else officially announces we're leaving the Pac-12 and going to this conference, then I think the dominoes are going to fall even faster. Because once USC and UCLA left, it was, okay, so is everyone else going to go? And I think you can survive that. It's not a great situation. It's a bad situation to be in overall, but you can survive, not thrive, but survive as a conference without USC and UCLA. But if you lose Oregon and Washington, you can no longer survive. Everybody else will jump ship immediately.
I love you, Spencer. Man, you got it going on, bro. Hey, I know you got to go right quick. I know you do. Tell everybody where we can find you.
Well, you can hit me up on Twitter at Smalls_55 is my Twitter handle. I also run the Locked On Ducks and Locked On Pac-12 Twitter accounts. I host both of those shows. Guys in there telling me to take a breath. I never take a breath, man. We just roll. I just do the shows in one big long breath and one big long take. We just keep it rolling. But I host Locked On Ducks and Locked On Pac-12. So if you want to know anything about Oregon or another team in the Conference of Champions, you just shoot me a direct message. DMs are wide open. But appreciate everybody. I'll see you next time. Go Ducks.
Hey, let me know when you want to come back, brother. We'll have you on anytime. Let me know, bro. Especially if y'all beat Georgia, I got to have you back on.
You got it. Right? You got
it. Later, brother. Well, what y'all think? What do you think about the Mighty Duck?
I like it.
Got a lot of knowledge there.
Yeah, he's spending that knowledge. Man.
Go Ducks!
Ducks ain't no. I'm telling you, Georgia. Ducks ain't no Vandy, brother. They ain't no Vandy. Don't take them light. I know y'all love it. Y'all think it's great. I'm telling y'all, y'all about to be in a game. Did you hear him say
first rounders? First rounders.
Yes.
Tell me, man, they better not lose that game. That's all I got to say. They better not lose that game. Told you, man. I'm gonna have a funeral.
KB, tell me how you think the game's going to go, really.
Man, tell you the truth now, I think the Ducks, they going to hang with them for a little while. I'm going to give them first quarter, middle of the second, and then I think them dogs going to start pulling away. I think they're going to start pulling away. That's what I don't want to happen. What I want to happen is for it to be a close game. I want it to be close all the way down to like the last 3 minutes. And with about 45 seconds left, the Ducks score and break their damn heart. That's what I want to happen.
I agree.
That's what I wanted to happen. Them Ducks score and break their heart.
Oh, look at these! Look at Nick Saban over here going. He's talking go horns now. With this, come on, really? Come on, my brother. Anyway, beside the point. But going with what you just said, KB, my thing is, you're talking about Oregon. They're not used to playing in this heat down here. It is now. Granted, it gets hot up there too. Believe me, I went my military career boot camps up there, but it ain't nothing like down south.
Oh, hell no.
But they are playing Georgia at the Mercedes-Benz Dome that Georgia don't know how to win in.
I don't think Georgia
they don't know how to call plays in it.
I think they won one game in that stadium, and that was against Auburn.
Okay, I'll give you that one, but that don't count. Go ahead. That's paper. That's a paper game.
They won against Auburn in the old Georgia Dome.
Oh, okay. So they haven't won him in Mercedes-Benz at all. Oh, damn.
I hope you're right, Brock. I hope you're right.
All right, rise up. What do you think, brother?
Honestly, I think the Ducks are going to come out early in the first quarter, and maybe like KB said in the second quarter. I think they're going to come out fast. I think they're going to come out with a lot of up-tempo, quick hits, quick plays, and jump up on Georgia, a touchdown, 10 points or so. But I think over time, Georgia's going to adjust and hey, man, I just don't see Georgia losing this game. I don't see it happening. Even though they have never won, it was safe to win.
You got any last words on this before we move on to Alabama stuff? Get off these Georgia dogs.
Well, I hope KB and Roll Tide is right. Well, wrong. I'm sorry, wrong, because I don't Georgia to win, of course. But you heard the man say he got first rounders on the line, and if they got that, and look, and you named off the ones that was leaving Georgia on defense. So if they got that good of an offense, they got a chance. And Brock mentioned that they could win by a field goal. I believe they can do that. But they may be warned. They may have to. I don't know. Who knows up in there, man?
Hey, William, you got a segment? You got a segment you want to bring together tonight, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I was just going to talk about the highest paid coach in the SEC or anywhere. Nick Saban's salary. He just signed an 8-year contract for $93.6 million. This is an average of $11.7 million over 8 years covered in the deal, which overtops Kirby's average pay of $11.25 million. He will be 78 when his contract expires in 2029. I just want to know what y'all think on that. And wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. I do want to ask something. Now, we talked about this before we came on. But
yeah, we did.
How in the fucking world can fucking Brian Kelly come into LSU making number three? He was number 3 in the highest paid. How the hell can that happen? What the fuck? When's the last time they've been in a national championship?
KB, you want to answer that one, sir?
What you talking about? What?
Brian Kelly.
That was 2012. The last time they've been in the national championship.
Yeah. Last time.
So that was the last time they were in the national championship, and then they made it to the playoffs a couple times and got the brakes beat off them by Alabama. So
yeah.
So I don't know, man. But like the man said, man. I mean, all this with the way times changing with college football, all these schools got this money to throw around them. So it is what it is, man.
I agree with you, KB.
Brian Kelly, he was one of the most winningest coaches now. So I guess he think he can do that at LSU. Or the big wigs at LSU think he can do it. So my thing is, he's in a whole different realm now coming to the SEC.
But what was hilarious, even the Mighty Duck person had to admit, Kelly cannot dance.
Oh, he
it was
can't
embarrassing.
dance.
We talked about it ahead of the show. It was embarrassing, hell, almost perverted. I mean, just so you know, even the Ducks agree.
Yeah, he's a fucked up dance.
Rise up, what you got, sir?
I was talking with some people at work, and some are Georgia fans. I'm here in Georgia. A lot of them are Georgia fans. Some were other fans. And there happened to be this one Texas A&M fan. And so we were talking about the game. this season, right? We were talking about the game in Tuscaloosa against Texas A&M versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, he said that he's been on a couple of channels, maybe our channel and a couple of other Bama sports channels.
Right.
And we're talking about, how we're going to kill Texas. Jimbo stuck his foot in his mouth with this whole NIL thing and all this, right?
Yes, sir.
So, guys talking about what you're going to do. A lot of Bama fans talking about what they're going to do. But y'all said that last year when Jimbo said that we're going to beat Nick Saban before he retires. We're going to beat Bama before Nick Saban retired. And he did. So, I mean, what's the big talk now? So my question is, I guess, can Texas A&M? I don't think they can come into Tuscaloosa and win. But Jimbo had a lot to say last year, and they won. They might not have won by a lot, but
they still won.
They won.
They got the W. We got the L.
We in the L, and they're in the W. So with Jimbo talking, does that really hype us up? I mean, Nick Saban is a man who always says you shouldn't need negative to respond positive. You shouldn't need that as motivation. So is it just us fans that's so hyped or so, over I don't even know the word, pissed off? Or is it, so
I want to let KB go before I go ahead, KB.
I just think as a competitor, when people coming at you talking junk, that hypes you up. And that makes you want to play your best. Not just saying Alabama, but Texas A&M too. So I think you do respond in a positive way when people talking trash. It brings more out you, so to say, to prove them wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I and then when you mentioned that can Texas A&M come into Tuscaloosa and win? You remember they did it with Johnny Manziel.
They did.
You remember they did. So, but it won with Jimbo Fisher. But in my opinion, I don't think they can do it this season. I just don't see it. So it took all they had last season to get a win with that type of O-line that we had. And last season our secondary wasn't very strong at that time either, and it still took all they could to beat us. So I don't see them.
All right, let's get real with this one time here. Rise up. Oh fuck no, it ain't happening. I mean, I'm sorry. Yes, it boils your fucking blood to get beat, and then they want to run their goddamn mouth like they're something special. You remember Coach O? Up there disrespecting the middle of our field, talking shit while Coach Saban was doing his interview? Remember all that? What happened to his ass next year? He got fucking fired. So, yeah, it damn matters. And, yes, we remember. The pain is coming. I mean, I'm talking to bend over, smack up the ass pain is coming to ATM. Now, that's my opinion. William, what do you think, sir?
Well, I think Jimbo put his foot in his mouth. I think he's getting ready for a beatdown from Alabama. They're going to put it on him. I mean, we're going to be on our home turf. Hopefully, the crowd going to be there, and they're going to be cheering the guys on him. And I'll be setting up my TV up here in Iowa saying, "Go, boys, go, kill it, payback time."
I want to bring this up right.
Well,
I want to change up a little bit here.
Okay.
I lost you there. Go ahead, William. Finish up.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, somebody really thinks fucking Franklin's going to be the damn Heisman Trophy winner from Arkansas. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just a little slip in there. I don't think it's going to happen. Go ahead.
KB brought up a good topic that I heard earlier. He was talking about the last time that we got beat in Bryant-Denny was Johnny Manziel. Bama Insider brought up a very good point. What would have happened in Johnny Manziel's days if the NIL was still in effect and that man made $3.2 million while he was in college? And I'm going to start to rise up. What do you think would have happened?
If Manziel made $3.2 million back.
Yeah, like Bryce is making right now. What do you think he'd have done?
Went off the rails. Hell, he was already off the rails. Listen, Johnny Manziel have some personal issues. I mean, we all have issues, but when he left college and went on to NFL, money makes you, it just magnifies who you are, right? So what happened in the NFL would have happened at college if he had that type of money. Johnny, you couldn't tell him nothing then. You wouldn't have been able to tell that guy nothing, man. It would have been a bad deal for him. I just think he would have ended up in a bad place if he had that type of money because he was uncontrollable.
KB, what do you think, sir?
Hey, I agree with everything he said. He was off the rails when he was at Texas A&M. Wouldn't even get where he probably was getting paid, but not millions of dollars. I mean, just the recognition, the hype, and the females ran him damn crazy. And and then on top of that, Johnny Manziel, his family got money. So I mean, he was Johnny Manziel uncontrollable, like you said. Even when he was making $10, $15 million in the NFL. So, I mean, the guy is he's off the chain, man.
Right. I'm keeping Ramanson's up here because that's my exact first words I said when I heard it. Overdosed. He would have overdosed. That's my opinion. William, what do you think, sir?
Well, I just want to know, I've never heard Johnny Manziel. I haven't heard his name mentioned as being in the Super Bowl. Have you? Have they won?
He ain't even in the NFL no more.
He ain't in the NFL no more.
Did he win a ring? Did he get a ring?
No.
He ain't get
good enough.
He busted his own rubber ring, so come on.
Good enough. Good enough, Spencer. Go ahead. I'm done.
Real quick.
Good enough, man. That's all I care about. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Spencer, yes, right quick.
Go ahead.
AJ Johnny Manziel was the white Cam Newton.
Do not disrespect Cam like that. Oh, please, y'all, don't go there.
I don't like him. Fuck him, motherfucker. Fuck him.
That's just wrong in too many ways. Cam was a true great player with a lot of talent.
Who?
Johnny was just hyped up on cocaine, could run around like an idiot.
You talking about the scammer?
Yeah, Cam Newton is what she said. All right. Anyway, got a question for everybody real quick. Just out of curiosity, we're like 2 weeks away before we kick off. We're right there. Now, we got some football games this weekend. I will be tuned in watching. I will not deny that. But let's talk about our Bama Crimson Tide real quick. What game this season scares you the most? And I'm going to start with Rise Up. And I'm going to go around the table back to me.
Is it just one, or can I pick more than one? The one who picks scares me the
I'm
most.
just saying, which game scares you the most that Alabama could lose, and why?
Y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this one. Tennessee.
Why?
Tennessee has a team this year. They have a quarterback this year. They have a coach. They have a competent coach. And we have to go to Neyland Stadium. We have to go to Tennessee. We have to go to Knoxville to play them. It's been a while since, Tennessee has and I have some others, Arkansas and Ole Miss, but for some odd reason, my gut is just saying Tennessee is going to be a complete team, and we can't take them for granted. So, quarterback play. If our corners are solid, they're a solid core. I'm not worried about our defensive line. I'm not really worried about our linebackers. But that secondary shook me a little bit last year. They wasn't the best. We talked about the O-line, but that secondary was scary. So if that secondary is not tight, I think Tennessee might squeak by. We got to play them, and they will be throwing mustard bottle.
KB, what do you think, sir?
It ain't Tennessee. It ain't Tennessee. I got Ole Miss. Reason why I say Ole Miss, after the fourth game, we going through a gauntlet. Start out with Arkansas, then we got Texas
read my damn notes.
We got Arkansas, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Mississippi State, and LSU before we get to Ole Miss, and we're gonna be beat the fuck up.
Yep.
So, and we got to play in Austin. So yes, I got Ole Miss.
William, what do you think?
I kind of agree with KB there. If it's we're gonna be pretty tired by the time we get to Ole Miss, and because it's Lane Kiffin, and you seen how he did, whenever he had that damn Corral or whatever the name was, those quarterback shit, with him running down the field and go, and he throw the damn clipboard up in the air, shit.
All right, well, for me, I'm going to have to agree with KB. That's the one I circled for the exact same reasons. We have one hell of a gauntlet. And pick six, we're not sleeping on nobody this year, sir. We are going out to whoop everybody's ass this year. This team is not thinking of nothing but beating butt. That's all they're thinking about. They don't care who it is, where it is. That is their mindset. They felt like they were unfinished business. I'm going to just leave it there. But as far as KB with Ole Miss, I have to agree. October 1st, Arkansas. Then you got A&M, Tennessee, Mississippi State, LSU. We're going to have people hurt. We're going to have people banged up. Now, depending on how bad they're banged up and who has to step up and the mindset of the second string coming in to back up is going to depend on how good we do against Ole Miss's scheme. So I have to agree with KB on that one. Now, going into the I got to talk. I just have to talk about this. I'm sorry, KB. I know you put a video out on it, and you was 100% correct. It was awesome, but it's a damn fight. The fight Sunday. It was a short fight. It was a short fight. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on before you get to that.
Go ahead.
Bryce Young got another NIL deal.
Yes, it did.
With Dr. Pepper and Fansville. So I just want to point that out. So he got a new NIL deal. So everybody getting money at Alabama.
That is true. That is true. And
KB.
go ahead, William.
Now, do you think it's going to affect his playing ability by saying,
No.
"Hey, I'm a star now"? You know, you think it will or not?
No.
What do you think?
I got one more thing. I don't think it's going to affect it. But I came across you know who Dean on Dog Post is, right? Bulldog fan. He made a video today saying Nick Saban gets a raise. Nick Saban loses to Kirby and gets a raise. And he was saying that it seems mighty strange that he's getting paid higher than the guy who just won a national championship. He made it about an hour and a half ago. So I mean, I'm like, man, come on, man. One loss doesn't take away that you the greatest coach of all time.
Right.
I don't give a damn who it's against. So yeah.
I will say this on this comment here. Bryce has actually opened up a new can of worms that nobody else has done. He's actually promoting his players to join him in getting this money too in the contract. Well, if you want me, you need blah, blah, blah. You want this, you need blah, blah, blah. So he is spreading the wealth. That's something I haven't seen nobody else do as of yet. They might be doing it. I just haven't seen it.
I admire that. I admire that.
Right.
We can get to the fight now.
Let's get to the fight now. Anyway, I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed that show so much, but it taught me so much too. And for an old man that's going to be 60 in February, I learned something new on that one. And I guess it's going to be a public announcement, I guess, for our show is everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Please come on. We talk shit. We shoot each other birds. We can do all of that. But once you start attacking a person's looks, his color, his hair, his grill, whatever, I'm going to cut you off this show. Telling you straight up. Because, I mean, you talk about me. Go ahead. I mean, can you come to me right now and tell me your daddy was a dumb-ass dickhead? Because I can tell from the DNA on your shoulders. I'm going to go, you're right. Can't argue with that. You're right. I'm a dickhead too. Can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? So come at me all you want. I'm an old man who's been called everything in the world, been married way too long, and believe me, there ain't nothing y'all can call me my wife hadn't already. So you're more than welcome. But everybody else, please come on the show. Enjoy yourself. But that's it. But for the Alabama fans that wants to go against Uncle Lou, you better have your facts straight. I am very impressed with Uncle Lou. He is a very knowledgeable college football guru.
Right.
Not just Georgia. He is diehard Georgia. Cannot deny that. But he knows college football. His memory is unbelievable. So if you're going to call him out, you better have your facts straight. And for the ones that had to go against him, he started asking the question about coaches and all this in the back. Hey, I'm an old man. He knows more. He remembers more than I have forgotten already. I would just go, hey, Uncle Lou, I got to ask you this. Since 1992, who owns the games between Alabama and Georgia? It's Alabama, 7-4. Then he's going to come back at you, but quit looking at your damn Google. He's going to come back at you with that. He's going to come back with another crossover with that. Then just come back and say, all right, Uncle Lou, you're right, man. I'm a dumbass. I am. But overall, Uncle Lou, who owns the series between Alabama and Georgia? Overall, it's 41 Alabama, 25 Georgia, and 4 ties. So that's still an Alabama ass whooping.
Yeah.
People, you got to get your facts straight before you go against this man. I have a lot of respect for him. I really and truly do. I am so proud. That's the reason I went in the military. You give this gentleman the opportunity to make money doing what he's doing. He showed that beautiful Mustang, and it is gorgeous. I think he needs a Cadillac on the other side of it so he can go buy them as he go in that she shed. That's just me. That's just me. I am proud of it. I give him every accolade in the world. Uncle Lou has done great for himself, and I'm proud of him. So I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to. Oh hell, shit! Damn it! I'm going too far here. All right. Any last words, Rise Up? Sorry, y'all. Got carried away.
To kind of piggyback off of you, Uncle, if Bama fans don't watch his show, you maybe need to go watch his shows. When Lou's show come on,
Please.
There is a camera pan across every college football helmet in the NCAA. Maybe some small colleges he don't have. But for the most part, he has every college helmet in the NCAA. Therefore, he knows college football. He don't just have Georgia stuff up. He don't just have, UGA stuff. He has a helmet every week that somebody's playing. He has the Georgia versus this, versus this. So the guy is like you said, a college football guru. He knows this stuff.
Yes, he is.
And, so I have to take my hats off to him. And I will say this. If Lou talks shit about a particular team, right, and they beat Georgia, whatever, he comes back and he owns up to it. He don't run away. He don't shy away. He stands up like a man on 2 feet and like, hey, it is what it is. He's the coke, man. I'm just saying. For everyone to see, So I have to take my hats off to him, man. I like the guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Lou.
I do too. Got a lot of respect for him.
Right.
William, what you got, brother?
Well, I don't know the guy. I never heard of him. I've never heard his program. But this plaque here says we got 17. But actually, we've got 18, with a past win that we've had. So we've got 18 actual. There's been some controversy over 2, which was back in, I think, 36 and 41, I think. There's been some controversy over them 2, but that's back during NCAA shit. So what during the AP and all that shit with polls and stuff, which we actually won those games. So that was back before the BCS or whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, I'm gonna stick with 18. You know what I mean? And then Georgia still ain't seen 16. They still ain't seen that. They got a long fucking way to go. Roll Tide. That's all I got to say.
True. That is true.
I'm gonna roll out of here by asking KB, what do you think about our new pickup on Edric Hill out of Missouri, defensive lineman, 2023?
I haven't looked too much into him, but from what I read, and I did a little video, his commit video, his scouting report, it gave good things, and it also gave things that he need to work on. So, but they say with the right coaches and the right development, he'll become a starter, and he'll probably go to the NFL. So,
I gotta agree with you, man. I mean, I really do. I was watching some of his tape, and I love his hustle. I love his first step burst. I love his hand movements. I love a defensive lineman who uses hand movement. But his size is kind of leaning me towards an end rusher, not a middle guy like they were playing him in high school.
He said that Alabama told him they're going to play him on the end. He said that.
Okay, I can see that. Now that I can see with. While I'm watching, I'm going, he's got good hand. When he gets against these big boys that's 300 and something pounds, 6'7", 6'6", he ain't gonna be able to do that.
Hell no. But I got one thing. Say about Uncle Lou.
Go ahead, sir.
But Uncle Lou, he's a football guru, but he's also a professional shit talker too now.
Yeah.
You can believe that. And I told you on the damn video, if you gonna talk to Uncle Luke and know your and don't know your shit, he gonna go in on you. And if he say some shit to give you that bait and you take it and you on my show, I can't help you, man. Tell you. I already know, look, I'm not a good moderator. I'm not the one to break up the fight. You got yourself into it, you get your damn self out of it. So I mean,
remind me, KB, not to go into a bar with you and get in a fight. So you don't get a drink there and watch it.
No. I said I wouldn't break the fight up. I ain't say I wouldn't get in the fight. I said I wouldn't break it up. but my thing is, if I tell you, hey, Uncle Lou is going to be on the show with us, you might want to go look at Uncle Lou's videos.
I'd love to have him here. He's a great guy.
Yeah. If he gonna be on the show, if I have somebody on my show and I tell them Uncle Lou gonna be on with us, you might want to go check it out. And like I told him, if you only a fan in the Nick Saban era and you talking to Uncle Lou, you might want to study. But before Nick Saban, that's all I got to tell you, because he gonna eat your ass up.
All right, my last words before I get out of here. I'll save this for last. Roll Tide, rise up. Sorry for your loss, sir. From my family to yours, a lot of love and prayers, brother. I know it's a lot of pain. We love you, and we got you back. If you need anything, we're there. Straight up, man.
All right. That's why I had to do the show, man. I said I had to do the show to keep my mind off of what's going on outside. So
same here, brother. I don't know what's going on, but hey, same here, man.
My aunt passed away today. So yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay. Sorry to hear that, brother.
All right, I appreciate it.
If you need anything, brother, seriously, if you need anything, I'm here for you. Straight up.
Me too,
All right, we're going to slide up out of here. Thank everybody. It was a great show. Sorry I kind of surprised you Georgia fans with the Duck Nation, but I'm setting up another show for Thursday night to bring a couple more Duck people on to let y'all know it ain't going to be that easy. Quack, quack. See y'all, bro.
Hey, I'm supposed to have Jameer Gibbs on. I'm not Jameer Gibbs, but Georgia Tech fan tomorrow, and we're going to talk Jameer Gibbs.
Awesome. I'm going to have to keep up with that one.
Yeah, I think his name's C-Dog, I believe.
C-Dog.
So I'm going to tell him, man, I don't know shit about Georgia Tech, and I don't really give a damn about Georgia Tech because you're trash, but we can talk Jameer Gibbs.
Right.
So,
all right, everybody, Roll Tide. Prayers for you. Roll Tide, rise up.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone, and I'll see you Thursday or next week. Have a good one, everybody.